Listen to these two vastly different realities. On one side, Mamata Banerjee, calling the Election Commission a supervillain and refusing to resign. On the other, Prime Minister Narendra Modi, declaring a historic shift in the state's political landscape. The reason for this collision is a total electoral reorganization. The BJP won 207 seats in West Bengal, representing an increase of 130 seats. The ruling Trinamool Congress was reduced to just 80. The collapse reached the top of the ballot. 23 sitting TMC ministers were unseated, and Mamata Banerjee herself lost her constituency by 15,000 votes. Banerjee is now challenging the legitimacy of these results. Her central claim is that her party did not lose through the ballot box, but that over 100 seats were mathematically looted from her. While this appears to be the reaction of a defeated incumbent, the voter data from the election contains specific patterns that require a closer look. The raw numbers show that the TMC lost approximately 30 lakh, or 3 million, votes compared to their 2021 performance. This chart tracks the shift. As the TMC's totals dropped, the BJP gained 63 lakh votes, bringing their total statewide vote share to nearly 46%. This left an absolute gap of 32 lakh votes. This margin corresponds almost exactly to 27.15 lakh registered voters, categorized as pending and structurally prevented from voting. The discrepancy grows with 7 lakh new names added via Form 6 in the final phases. The Election Commission did not provide demographic data or verify how many of these late additions were first-time voters. Between the 27 lakh blocked voters and the 7 lakh late additions, the total electoral anomaly reached 34 lakh. In a contest decided by 32 lakh votes, the margin of discrepancy is larger than the margin of victory. These specific data points are why Banerjee has explicitly targeted the Election Commission, accusing the body of functioning as a tool for the BJP's expansion. While these systemic frictions defined the voter rolls, the actual behavior at the polling booths was driven by a strategy of total demographic polarization. The BJP's 80-20 strategy aimed to consolidate Hindu, Sikh, and Buddhist voters into a unified statewide bloc. Public statements from BJP leadership following the count have confirmed that this victory relied on maximizing polarization and explicitly excluding minority votes. The TMC was squeezed by two distinct forces: the systemic exclusion of voters at the booth and a massive ideological consolidation by their opposition. Despite Banerjee's refusal to concede, the legal deadline is approaching. Her assembly term expires on the 7th, giving the governor the constitutional authority to dismiss her government entirely. Confronting this total loss of power, the TMC is now attempting to rejoin the National India Coalition, the same alliance they bypassed just months ago to run a solo campaign in Bengal. This has led to a sudden outreach to Rahul Gandhi, the same leader who recently accused the TMC of destroying democracy and enforcing a goon tax in the state. The search for allies has also extended to other regional figures, such as Arvind Kejriwal, whom Banerjee had previously distanced herself from. This shift is driven by reports that the BJP is already calibrating the Bengal model for its next objectives. Internal party sources indicate that the organizational focus is now shifting toward Uttar Pradesh and Punjab. The scale of the results in Bengal suggests that state-level parties no longer possess the resources to counter the national BJP apparatus in isolation. The collapse of Bengal has altered the calculus for the national opposition. In this new landscape, maintaining regional rivalries has become a risk that many leaders believe could lead to their total political erasure.